Hey, it's Randy at Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $20,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 79-year-old female. Now, first thing I recommend is you go to our website at funeralfunds.com. We've got these free quoters on just about every page, and you just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount. Put your birthday and rest of the info in there, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies that offer the best rates based off your age, gender, and the state that you live in. And you'll be able to compare all the different rates and then give us a call at 888-862-9456, and we can help you understand what you qualify for. Now, one of the first questions we ask a 79-year-old female looking for $20,000 worth of insurance is that $20,000 going to be enough for your final expense needs? Now, typically final expense needs would be either a cremation or a burial. So let's go over those. With the cremation, there's two options. The first option is where you just get cremated and you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. That's typically going to cost between $1,000 and $2,000. The second option is if you get cremated and there's going to be some sort of a ceremony, maybe a remembrance of life ceremony, celebration of life ceremony, something like that, in addition to the cremation. That's going to typically run around $3,500 to $4,500, depending what part of the country you live in. Now, as far as coverage amount, what do we recommend there? Well, for that first option, where it's just the cremation, you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, people are typically getting around $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now, you're probably going, well, hold on, Randy, because the cremation's $2,000. Why are we looking at $5,000 worth of coverage? Well, the reason is our 79-year-old female probably wants to make it to age 89. And we know that inflation causes prices to go up over time. And we want to get enough coverage that at some point in the future, when we do pass away, our family members aren't going to be responsible for any other additional costs. So we get a little more insurance than we need right now, and we lock in our lowest rate at our current age, which would be 79 for this female. And that takes care of later on. That inflation proofs the plan. What it also does is, God forbid you didn't live as long as you thought, maybe you died in the next few years, there's going to be extra money there to take care of some extra final expenses, like maybe credit card bills or medical bills that if you'd been given the gift of time, you would have been able to pay those off, but you died early. So it's nice. It really inflation proofs the plan on the long end. On the short end, there's extra money for extra expenses. Now, for the cremation and the ceremony, we would typically help people with around $7,000 to $10,000. Same concept, inflation proofing for the long term. There's a little extra money on the short term to take care of some other miscellaneous final expenses. Now, for a burial, the actual cost of a burial right now in the United States is around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with a $10,000 check, they should be able to help you. If not, just walk out the front door, walk 2 blocks down the road to one of their competitors, and you should be able to find somebody that can help you out with that. Now, just understand, though, that $10,000 is not going to be a fancy funeral right now. In fact, that's kind of just about what it costs. So if you get that $10,000, that's going to take care of your most immediate needs, but it's not going to take care of the inflationary aspect. So what we would typically help a 79-year-old female with is right around between $10,000 to $15,000, sometimes up to $20,000, which that's what this video is about. If there's more extravagant needs or a body needs to be transported across state lines or something like that. But typically somewhere in that $10,000 to $15,000 range is going to work. If you have to do the $10,000 right now just due to your budget, just remember we can always come back and add more coverage to that later. So at least get in force and get that what protection you can right now, because none of us knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Now, occasionally somebody will get a 79-year-old female that will call us up and say, okay, I know I want to get that final expense insurance, but I'd like to leave some money behind for my children as well. Maybe 30, 40, 50,000 worth of insurance, whatever it is. And we get her the pricing, and because of her age, at age 79, it's more expensive than if you were 69 or 59. And sometimes it's just a little bit more expensive than she can handle. So she may say, well, you know what? If I can't do the entire 50,000, I'm not going to do anything. And we have to talk with her about that and people about that, because one thing we know for sure, we know you're going to die. So what we recommend, let's get the final expense insurance in place first, And then if you want to come back at another point, we can always write up another policy that would go directly to the children. Because if you don't do anything at all, your children or family members are going to have to pay for this. Typically, they're going to have to put it on a credit card, paying 26% interest, and it's just going to be a burden. It's probably going to take them years and years and years to pay that off. So don't do that to your loved ones. We can just phase this in over time. If money's not an issue, we can do it all at once, of course, but everybody's situation is unique and different, and we will work with you on a one-on-one basis. Now, one thing we always recommend getting is first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend plans with 2-year waiting periods, and we'll talk about those in a minute. But what first day coverage is, it means hypothetically, if your plan were issued and approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to pay out that death benefit, $10,000, $20,000, $25,000, whatever it is. That's going to be the best coverage at the lowest rates. Now, some people would say, well, you're right, Randy, I do want that first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of health. And I know they ask health questions and I'm worried I may not qualify. And we always say, hey, that's our responsibility, not yours, at least from an insurance standpoint. And the reason we say that is we work with so many different insurance companies. They all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting requirements. And right now, we're getting around 90-95% approval rates for first day coverage or benefits. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get your first day coverage is if you just waited too long and you had some significant medical issues, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis, or you're in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we would typically refer you out to a different insurance company. The other thing that seems to happen on a weekly basis is somebody will call us and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have any insurance. We don't have any money. Now their body's down at the funeral home, and the funeral home director's not going to do anything till he gets paid. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get a check from the insurance company, and then we can pay the funeral home director. We have to let them know that there is no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person. You actually have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. So it's really sad that they lost a family member. It's doubly sad that their family member didn't care enough about them to protect them from this financial burden. They knew they were going to die. They'd probably looked at this insurance in the past and you just thought about getting it, but never did anything. They just put it off. And then one day they just went and died. And now everybody's got to figure out how to pay for this. And chances are family members are going to have to put this on credit cards and pay 26% interest. And it's going to take them years and years to pay this off. So what a terrible legacy to leave behind, just putting your financial burden on somebody else when you pass away, and they're going to have to suffer the consequences. So, get this insurance. It's affordable. If your money's tight, your budget's tight, we can always help you by starting smaller and adding in more coverage later. But yeah, don't leave that terrible legacy behind. Now, one thing we don't recommend, as I mentioned earlier, is plans with 2-year waiting periods. And you're probably familiar with Colonial Penn. You've probably seen their commercials on TV, those $9.95 commercials. It seems like they play them every 7 minutes on the television. But yeah, Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan, that's a 2-year waiting period plan. Ouch, right? Ouch. Yeah, you don't want that. I can tell you one thing. You don't ever want to settle for a 2-year waiting period when you qualify for first day coverage. And we can help you out with that. But Colonial Penn is not the only company out there that offers 2-year waiting periods. There's other companies too, Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber. Gosh, there's so many other ones. And a lot of these companies have done a great job at convincing the American public that if you're over the age of 50, the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period. We always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 79-year-old female probably just got done watching a Colonial Penn commercial, and she's probably thinking, I outsmarted Colonial Penn. I waited until age 79, didn't pay a penny for this. Now I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95, just like the commercial. I trusted Colonial Penn, $9.95. And then they actually get on the phone and talk with the Colonial Penn agent, or they go on their website and check the prices out like we're doing for you on Colonial Penn's website. And they see that for a female age 79, 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95, is only going to buy $627 worth of coverage. Now, why would you ever get insurance, even if it's low priced, if it is such a measly amount of coverage that it doesn't even pay for anything you need? I mean, $627, that's not enough for a cremation in any part of the country that we know of in the United States. And really, if it was, it wouldn't even matter because it's got a 2-year waiting period. It's not going to pay out anything in the next 2 years. So, yeah, just you got to be watch out for some of these. You know, some people, these are called teaser rates by some folks. What it's meant is just to tease you to think you're getting a good deal, and then they get your information, and then they put you in their marketing funnel, and then when they finally get you on the phone, they actually don't even want to sell you this really low price plan. They'll say, hey, you don't want to get this. Look how little coverage that is. That's not going to take care of what you need. Let's get you more coverage. That'll take care of it. And that more coverage is more profitable for them. That's why companies do that. Now, we would never say Colonial Penn would do anything like that, but some people feel differently. And I guess you can make up your own mind based on the fact that $9.95 is only going to get you $627, and that's not going to pay for anything you need as far as a cremation or a burial. Let's take a look at how much we can get through Colonial Penn here. And one challenge we're going to have is Colonial Penn maxes out at 15 units. So we're not even, unfortunately, we're not even going to get close to 20,000, because if you take 10 units times 627, that's going to be roughly 6,270. Let's see what 15 units is here. Yeah, 15 units is only going to be $9,405. So you can't even get $20,000 from Colonial Penn. And you know, they're $9,409, like $150 essentially, just rounding that number. Let's see what 20,000 would be with first aid coverage. So we got 20,000 right here, female, age 79. And we're going to click get quote. Let's go back and look at this. This is roughly 9,000 for 150. And if we look at here, there's different companies here, but let's show you here again, 20,000. And that is right around $181. So let me ask you this. This is preferred coverage, which means first aid coverage with this company. Level means first aid coverage. But would you rather have $20,000 in first aid coverage for $181, or would you rather have $9,405 with a 2-year waiting period for $150 essentially? So basically for another $30, you get another almost $11,000 by going with first aid coverage. Now, one thing that we consistently see across the line is Colonial Penn is typically right around 200% higher than our first aid insurance companies. In most cases, kind of plus or minus, but they are typically that much more expensive. And that's why we don't recommend 2-year waiting period plans. So yeah, Colonial Penn, you would be that's 150 versus basically, yeah, $30 more. You just get like $11,000 more coverage. It's kind of a no-brainer from that standpoint. Let's look at some other companies here, though. You'll be able to see all these different insurance companies here, but let's find one. Oh, let's look at this though. Let's look at this, because this is 181, and look at what happens if you go with a different company, like even Lumico. These are both very close, but you know, 269. What is that? It's $88 more expensive than our least expensive company. Now, I mean, I guess Colonial or Lincoln Heritage, they're a fine company, I guess, but with that rates, you know, $88 more. Why is that though? Well, Lincoln Heritage has a program where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 different funeral homes to get the lowest pricing. Maybe do a couple other things to help out, but they charge for that. Lumico here doesn't do any of that. You're just paying right around $85 more a month for the same exact type of insurance, the same amount, everything. Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever overpay $80 a month? And let's just go off Lincoln Heritage because it's pretty close. It's $88 a month. That would be $1,056 more annually. So I just took 88 times 12. You're going to overpay around $1,056 annually by going with Lincoln Heritage. Lumico is going to be really close as well. And if our female age 79 makes it to age 89, you have ended up overpaying right around $10,560. So right around $10,000 for both of these companies on a $20,000 policy. So my question is why would you ever overpay? Why would you ever take all that money out of your bank account and transfer it to an insurance company's bank account over 10 years when you could have saved that $10,000 and gotten a policy that was less expensive, that had the same coverage, the same benefits and everything else? You were just able to keep that money. Think of all the things you could do with that money. Take vacations, go out to dinner with family or friends, enjoy that money on yourself. Just give it to charity, whatever. Don't give it to an insurance company. We don't recommend that at all. So you just need to be an educated consumer. If you're not educated, that's okay. Insurance can be confusing. We can make it simple for you. But what we recommend you do is allow us to help you get the lowest price plan. And then it may be with any one of these companies, depending on what you qualify for, but they're all pretty close price-wise. But what we do then is we've got a free funeral and estate planning guide, and you can download that off our website for free. Once you download it, just print it out. Once it's printed out, fill it out. Write down who gets what goes where, and what you want to happen after you're gone. And then keep that with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, everything's all in one place, and your family will know you loved and protected them financially with the insurance, but they'll also know you loved and protected them emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And all they'll need to do is open that funeral and estate planning guide and just read what you wanted done, and then just follow through and execute your wishes. And they will know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you also loved and protected them in death, exactly when they would need you the most, when you're not there, but you took care of this well in advance. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. If you want to leave a legacy like that, reach out to us at Funeral Funds of America. We have a special quarter for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And you can access the best companies with the lowest rates, with the most discounts. And you can check out all the pricing and then give us a call at 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you understand what you qualify for. But you know what? If you've got an existing policy and you want to see if we can save you money on it, or you just want to add coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for a brand new policy or have questions about what might be most appropriate, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to helping you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.